Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I actually posted a Q&A little picture on my Instagram today. I realized that I don't have any question and answers up, so I thought that this would be fun so that you guys can get to know me a little bit better, and I hope to get to know you guys a little bit better. So yeah, let's jump right in. So the first question is, how did you get started in makeup? So basically, I did make a whole video about this. It's how I became a makeup artist video. I will link it below for anybody that wants to see the story a little bit more in depth. But just to give you guys a little quick recap, I worked in my industry. I got my degree a few years ago. I was a sociology major, psych minor, criminal justice concentration, and I worked in my industry for a few years. I was content with my job, but it wasn't necessarily what I was passionate about. But, you know, it's what I did for a living, and I was okay with that. A few years ago, I got really sick. I had to get, like, surgery. It was this whole, like, craziness. I, like, almost died, and I definitely had to sit down and reevaluate my life and decide if what I wanted to do was what I was doing, and the answer was no. So I kind of started transitioning into doing makeup. I just started buying a few makeup books, watching YouTube videos, practicing on my friends, and I quit my job, my full-time job in my major, and I started working in a restaurant to kind of supplement my income while I was practicing like all of my little makeup techniques, and that's kind of how I got started. Everything just kind of happened, you know, and I'm a strong believer that everything happens for a reason, and there was a reason I didn't only focus on makeup. I'm totally happy that I got my degree, and I did spend a few years in my industry kind of doing what I wanted to do, but at the end of the day, this is what I'm passionate about, and I couldn't have been happier regardless of how I got here. This is my story, and this is my journey, and this is my path, and yeah, here I am. So another question was, do you only use expensive brands like MAC and Chanel, or do you also use makeup from the drugstore? I definitely use drugstore brands. I think that there's a ton of drugstore brands, especially now, that have been very competitive in the industry and actually make you not necessarily feel like you have to go out and buy like the MAC products or the Chanel products. The one exception to that rule is foundation. I do have pretty sensitive skin, and I'm sure that I could find a drugstore foundation that would work for me. I did use the L'Oreal Infallible for a little bit, and I did like it, but I started to break out a little bit. I wasn't sure if it was because of the foundation or if it's just because it was in my mind that I was like freaking out a little bit. So I do tend to go for the higher end foundations, but in reference to like lip products, lip pencils, powders, eyebrow products, eyelashes, eyeshadows, eyeshadow bases, all of those things, I'm definitely all for trying drugstore products. Makeup is expensive, and you don't necessarily have to go out and spend $40 on a palette. Sometimes you can find a great palette for like $5 or $10. So, you know, there are exceptions. Some all drugstore products and brands aren't great, but there are a lot of drugstore products that I do really, really like. For example, I think L'Oreal is a great drugstore product. They have great like lip products, lip pencils, like I stated earlier. NYX is probably one of my favorite drugstore brands. I think they have a great brands. And I also use like Maybelline. I think that their mascara is super bomb, and I really like their gel eyeliner as well. So one of the ways that I found great drugstore products, I just Googled like the top 10 drugstore products on the market, and it gives you a bunch of products, and I did more research on those, and that's kind of how I decided what products I wanted to try and what products I wanted to skip. I did look into like consumer reviews as well, and not just kind of going by the lists that are published by like magazine companies and stuff. I always made sure that I did a little bit extra research because, like I stated earlier, makeup is expensive, and you want to make sure that you're spending your money on something that's going to be worth it. Another question was, can you use foundation instead of a highlighter? So I think the question is, can you use foundation instead of using like a concealer? Because a highlighter tends to be more on the shimmery side. You can definitely use foundation instead of using a concealer. It'll give you a similar effect. If you do have like darker circles, or if you have something that you want to cover a little bit more, I do tend to go with concealer, just because concealer is similar to like a more concentrated version of foundation. So it depends. If you want something that's a lighter coverage and you just want a little bit of like concealing or a little bit of highlighting under your eyes, you can definitely use a foundation that's like a shade or two lighter. Or if you're using a full coverage foundation, which will give you the same effect, similar to using like a Graftobian Super Warm palette. That palette is basically a foundation palette, but you can also use it for concealer. You can use it to contour as well. So using something like that, like a full coverage foundation, you can definitely use it to highlight, contour, and do your foundation with. But if you're looking for just using like a really light foundation under your eyes, depending on what you need to cover or how much intensity you need under the eyes will kind of depend on if you use that. I personally like to use a full coverage concealer. I use like the Tarte Maracuja concealer. I think that's a great option. It gives me a nice full coverage under the eyes. Sometimes if I have a little bit more darkness, I'll go in with like an orange corrector. NYX Cosmetics has one. Bobbi Brown has one. I'll use like the coral shade from Bobbi Brown. Or you can even use like a red lipstick to kind of cancel out some of that blueness depending on what color you have under your eyes. Another question was, what is your skin regimen entailed of? I posted a whole skincare video as well on YouTube, so I will link it below. But the main thing that I use is Urban Skin RX. They have a skin clearing bar. Yeah, it's called like the skin clearing bar. And you basically just swirl around the little sponge that it comes with. You apply all over your face, and I do that once I take off my makeup with any makeup wipes so that I don't have any heavy makeup on, and then I just apply it to my skin, let it sit for a minute. I do have a few other products that I kind of rotate with depending on if I have any like active breakouts at the moment or if I'm just dealing with some of my darkness. They have like a few retinol wipes, which I also like, and I use those in the morning to kind of just freshen me up before I apply my makeup or to remove any excess oil. So yeah, I will link that video below if you guys want to check it out. Another question is, what is your fave color? My favorite color is blue. Yeah, blue. I was going to say royal blue, but I'm just like into blues. What is your favorite foundation? My favorite foundation, the one that I've probably been using the longest and it's probably been my holy grail, is the Makeup Forever HD. They have the new formula, which is the Ultra HD, which I really, really like as well. I do like it more than the original formula, but they're super similar. I have a bunch of the regular HDs in my kit, which I'm going to finish before I restock with the Ultras. But that is probably my favorite foundation. That's the one that I always use. Another question was, what type of skin do I have? Oily, dry, combination. So I do have oily skin. I would say in the wintertime, I get slightly dry, like maybe in some areas, but for the most part, my T-zone is usually oily all year round. So a few people asked, can I do a hair care video? Yes, I promise once I take these out, I will record a full hair care video for all you guys with all the products that I use. That video is just going to be so overwhelming because I feel like I'm constantly switching products, but I'll do my best. I'll try to keep it as short as possible, but yes, I promise I will record a hair care video for you guys. So just a few products that I do like. I love Diva Curls. Their leave-in conditioner is great. The alternative one that I would use would be the Garnier. Their Sleek and Shine, I want to say, is the leave-in conditioner. It's a little green bottle. That's the one that I've been using for years. The next question is from Rosanna_fans. When did you start doing makeup? Because you're awesome making makeup. Thank you so much. I started doing makeup 2.5 years ago. It'll be 3 years in January. So I'm kind of a newbie still. I still have a lot to learn. But yeah, that's how long I've been doing makeup. Another question was, where am I from and what is my ethnicity? I am half Dominican, half black. Another question was, do I have any siblings? I do. I have one little sister. Her name is Tatiana, and she is the light of my life. I absolutely adore her. I'm obsessed with her. She's going to be 17 in 3 weeks, which is crazy because I remember when she was born, and yeah, it's my little boo. She lives in Miami. I do see her a few times a year. I try to go out there, and she was actually up here for the summer with me, and I miss her a lot. I was asked, how many languages do I speak? I speak English and Spanish. I've been speaking Spanish my whole life. I honestly should probably speak it a little bit better than I do, but I can have a full conversation with someone in Spanish. I may throw in a little word here and there in English, but yes, I do speak Spanish as well. Someone asked me, what is my all-time favorite show and what have I been watching recently? So my all-time favorite show, that's kind of a hard one. I feel like all of my favorite shows are already done. Like, they've already had their series finale. I was a huge Dexter fan. I absolutely love Dexter. I was a big Sons of Anarchy fan. And Sex and the City, obviously. Another question was, what shows do I watch now? So I watch Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Power, Empire, and Walking Dead. Those are like my main shows right now. Someone else asked me, how do you feel the first time someone noticed you on the street as a makeup celeb? I don't feel like I'm a celebrity by any means, but the first time that I was noticed, I actually had like no makeup on. It actually happens like every single time that I feel like I'm always rushing, or I don't have time to like do my makeup, or I'm just doing like a 2 or 3 minute routine. I always run into somebody. They're like, are you making my Denise? And I'm like, yeah. Hi, sorry for looking like this. I'm always apologizing because I'm usually rushing, but it's never when I'm like full glam, like ready to go, like super cute outfit on. I always have on like ripped jeans and a t-shirt when I see someone. It is what it is, whatevs. Someone asked me what camera do I use. So to take my pictures for Instagram, I use a Sony Nex-6, and to record my videos and to take my close-up pictures, I use a Canon Rebel T5i. Someone asked, how do you prevent the concealer from creasing under your eye? Would you recommend eye primers? P.S. You're awesome and nobody applies lipstick, lip gloss the way that you do. Thank you so much. So to prevent concealer from creasing, I like to use Laura Mercier translucent powder. I use a damp beauty blender and I basically pack that under my eyes. I let it sit on my face for about 5 or 10 minutes and then I dust off the excess. That definitely helps with the creasing. Eye primers, I definitely recommend using eye primers on your lid if you're going to apply eyeshadow, because that does intensify the color and it also helps your eyeshadow from creasing and just basically staying on all day. Someone asked me, have I ever been to a country in the Middle East? I have not, but I would love to go. I've done some traveling. I used to have really bad anxiety when it came to flying, but I've definitely gotten way better. I actually took my longest flight ever, which was to California. It was 5.5 hours. It honestly was not bad. I took a really, really early flight so that I was able to sleep, and then on the way home, I took a really, really late flight just because I wanted to sleep as well. And it wasn't bad. So I definitely will be traveling to the other side of the world, hopefully sometime soon. What mascara works best for bottom lashes? I have a hard time with that. So the mascara that I use, it's probably my favorite mascara, and somebody did ask my favorite mascara. It is Too Faced Better Than Sex. That's the one that I use for my top and bottom lashes. I know that MAC makes one as well. I don't know the name, but it's blue. And it has a really, really small wand, and I know that a lot of makeup artists actually love that one for bottom lashes, so I would definitely say try that. Also, after you finish applying your bottom mascara, you want to try to not look down for a few seconds just so that your mascara dries before looking down, especially if you have longer lashes. Someone asked, do I have any tattoos? I do. I have 6 tattoos. This is probably the one that you see the most when I'm recording, but I do. I do have a bunch, and I'm actually getting another one in a few weeks, which I'm really excited about. Someone asked, have you ever thought about dyeing your hair blue? Why not? I actually have thought about dyeing my hair, like, I don't know if necessarily blue, but definitely like gray and one of like maybe like purple or maybe blue. Blue's cool. I have thought about it, but lifting my hair to, because you basically have to lift it to almost white in order to get that intensity, I don't think that my hair texture would be able to handle that, just because my hair is already really dry, and basically lifting it to that level would probably destroy it. So yeah, I probably won't be dyeing it blue. But I got a few questions about how old I was. I am 29 years old and I am a Pisces, so I'm a winter baby. My birthday is coming up in a few months. What was the last movie that I've seen? I just watched The Departed last night. I've probably seen it about 50 times already, but I love that movie, so I decided to watch it. It was on demand, and the last movie that I saw in the movie theaters was The Perfect Guy, which was awesome. Someone asked me, where did I go to makeup school? I did not go to makeup school. I am self-taught. Another question was, who taught you to do makeup? So I basically bought a few makeup books. The Bobbi Brown one is really good. I watched every single YouTube video ever put out for every ethnicity, every skin tone, every skin type, and then I just kind of started like referring to the products that they use, doing some research, picking up some stuff, and then I just started practicing on my friends and people that I knew, to kind of get that experience, especially on different eye shapes and stuff. Somebody asked what part of the country I live in. I live in Jersey, so I live on the East Coast. Another question was, how do you choose the right foundation? So the way that I swatch my foundation on my chest, because this part of your body and this part of your body get the same amount of sunlight. So I always swatch it here. I'll usually get like 2 or 3 shades in the same range, and I'll put them next to each other. The one that disappears, that's how you know that it's your shade. Basically, it should totally just blend into your skin. You should basically not see it at all, and that's how you know you found the right foundation. Alicia Vega asked, Charlie Hunnam or Eminem? Just asking. Okay, so anyone that knows me knows that I am obsessed with Eminem. He is by far my favorite human being on the face of the earth. I know like every Eminem song, literally. I feel like Eminem will always be bae, but right now Charlie Hunnam is just like, he's like untouchable. If anyone does not know who Charlie Hunnam is, he is the main character in Sons of Anarchy, Jax Teller. He is just everything. His life is on fleek. So Charlie Hunnam, I think he might take the cake for this question. But am I a Justin Bieber fan? He's cool. Like, am I a believer? Is that what they call themselves? No, I wouldn't call myself a believer, but I do like Justin Bieber. Like, I think he's cool, and I definitely think that he's matured as an artist. Someone asked me to tell them about my hair, my hair natural, I guess my natural hair. So my natural hair is curly. It's obviously, this is not my natural hair, you know, my normal everyday hair that I usually wear on Instagram. That's my natural hair. I get my base dyed 2 shades lighter than my natural hair color, which is a dark brown. So it's still like in the dark brown phase, but it's definitely a little bit lighter. And then I just get half a head of highlights on the top portion. Who is my favorite actor or actress? I would say that my favorite actor or actress is probably Leonardo DiCaprio. I feel that everything that he touches turns to gold. He's amazing. The fact that he has never won an Oscar still boggles my mind. I feel like they hate him for some reason. Like, I just don't know. There's just some people that have never won an Oscar. I believe Robert De Niro has never won an Oscar either, which is just crazy to me. But yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio would probably be hands down my favorite actor. Someone asked, best way to clean your brushes that are used for liquid and cream foundations and beauty blenders. I use just a liquid soap. I just make sure that it's antibacterial. I have one of those Sigma mats, and I basically apply 1 pump into the bristles. I just swirl it around a little bit, and then I just go to work. I do the same thing with my beauty blenders. I like using the bar soaps just because I find that it's a little bit easier to get the suds out, but it's the same technique. In between clients, I like the MAC brush cleaner. I think that's the one that works the best. And I also like Miss Casanova. It's the one that I also keep in my kit. It's like a little jar. It's an antibacterial one as well, and that gets everything out. But that's what I do in between clients. I always make sure that I wash my set after I get home from doing any bigger jobs. Someone asked, what is my pet peeve? My pet peeve. Okay, I have one. So my biggest pet peeve, so I was in the service industry for years. I worked in 2 restaurants, one for 5 years and one for 2.5. I worked at Red Lobster for 5 and Houston's, or Hillstone as some people call it, for 2.5 years. My biggest pet peeve is when people treat the server like crap. Like, it literally boils my blood when people treat people in the service industry awful. I've definitely said stuff to people, obviously not while I was working, because you have to kind of be professional and kind of keep it together, but I've definitely been in situations and I've gone off, like snapped on people. The last time I actually like really went off, I was at Disney, which is kind of embarrassing because it was like a lot of kids around. Well, actually I'm lying, it was Universal, because I was in Universal Studio, and this lady was just being over the top. Like, you know, I get like some people have bad days and I totally get it, but I feel like some people kind of direct their anger to servers because, one, they know that they can't say anything back because they're supposed to kind of keep it together. And some people abuse that. So the lady was just like going off on the girl that was making her food, and I just like snapped. I was like, you should be embarrassed of yourself, blah blah blah. Like, and then my boyfriend said they're like super embarrassed, everyone's staring. But I don't know, I just feel like it's my duty to like speak up for people when they can't, because obviously they need the job, or you don't know why they're in that industry. And just because someone's a server doesn't mean that they're not educated, doesn't mean that they don't have a degree, doesn't mean that they're lazy, that they're not working toward a degree. I think that serving was one of the hardest industries to work in, just because you have to deal with so many things. There's just so many moving parts, and you have to learn how to multitask and like deal with different kinds of people, and you have to kind of learn how to keep your cool, and a lot of people don't understand that. So I feel like, especially when I'm no longer in the service industry, I definitely feel it's my duty to. Let me see. Someone asked, do I drink Starbucks? If so, what do I get? So my drink from Starbucks, they no longer make it. It was just like a special item. It was the Marble Mocha Macchiato. It was white chocolate and dark chocolate, and it was everything. But the one that I've been drinking recently, I either drink the white chocolate mocha with whipped cream, or I drink the Java chip Frappuccino. Someone asked what my favorite lipstick was of all time. I would probably say, that's really hard because I just love all of my lipsticks equally. But I would probably have to say that the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in London is hands down probably my favorite lipstick. It's the one that I'm wearing today. Also, someone asked me for like a nudish pink lip. I think that this is a good option if you're looking for a nudish pink lip as well. Yeah, I probably wear it every day. I own like 10 of them. I keep. Someone asked, how did you start getting people to watch your videos, and how do you get more subscribers? So I basically, when I post, I have a good amount of followers on Instagram. So whenever I post a YouTube video, I'll update the link in my bio. For whatever reason, people always click on, because you get that one link space. People always happen to just click on that to just kind of see what's going on. So I always update that. And since I do have other platforms, I'll post it on my Facebook page, I'll post it on my Twitter page, I'll post it on Snapchat, and then I do post it on Instagram as well. And I do notice on the days that I do announce it, I do get more traffic than on days that I don't talk about it and I just upload a video. So I would definitely say try that out. See how that works for you. At what age do you think it is appropriate for teenagers to use makeup, and how much? I started using makeup, I started using foundation when I was probably maybe like a freshman or a sophomore in high school, only because I did not have like great skin, and for me it was just to, it was a confidence thing. So I did wear foundation, a little bit of mascara, and lip gloss. I didn't wear too much more than that. I really feel like, in reference to wearing makeup, that's definitely something that has to be agreed upon with the parent and the child. I don't think that there's anything wrong with younger kids wearing makeup, as long as it's not like over the top, like, a little bit of eyeliner, some mascara, some lip gloss, whatever is cool. Like if you're wearing foundation too because your skin isn't great, that's also fine. Now if you have perfect skin, you really shouldn't wear foundation. You shouldn't need to wear foundation because you don't want to clog your pores. But if you're doing it because it helps you or makes you feel better, then I'm all for feeling good. You shouldn't, and you shouldn't make people feel bad about wearing makeup. Someone asked, how do you contour darker skin tones? The way that I contour darker skin tones, so you basically want to focus on the highlight when you're dealing with deeper skin tones. And then I just do like a slight contour, but the face usually naturally contours. So I don't do too much contouring on clients that have deeper skin tones, and I just focus more on the highlighting and just bringing those features forward. Okay, one question was, what is one regret that you have, and what would you do to change it? One regret that I have, I don't know if it's necessarily a regret, but I am the type of person, this is more like a character trait, like if you hurt me, that was your chance. You know what I mean? Like I feel like my regret may have been sometimes to not give people, the time of day to even redeem themselves, kind of. You know what I mean? Like I'm very Like I will, and I think that a lot of that comes from the fact that I'm overly loyal. Like I'll be to my friendships, to my relationships, I'll be very, very loyal. And if you hurt me, like I feel it. Like it's not like, oh, that kind of hurts. Like that shit hurts. Like it like hurts my soul. Like it's kind of hard for me to forgive people that have really hurt me. Like, and I don't mean little stuff. Like I don't mean like, I don't even have a good example, but I don't mean like little things. Like, you know what I mean? I mean like relationship enders, like friendship enders. Like if you sleep with my boyfriend, we're not friends no more. Like, and there is no sorry in the world that can like rekindle this relationship. And that's why I said I don't know if it's a regret, but it's definitely something that I've been trying to work on as a person, just because I know that carrying around a lot of that baggage hasn't, you know, been great for me, because I know that there are still situations that have happened to me, I'm talking 10 years ago, that I'm still carrying around with me a little bit. And I'm still like, he sucks at life and goodbye. Like, you know, it's like I'm still, but I have gotten way better with kind of making peace with some of that. So I would say that one of my regrets would probably be holding on to some of my grudges for way longer than I should have, because at the end of the day, I'm just giving them power. Like, they've probably moved on, don't even remember what happened, like, let alone the minor details. And I'm talking about the dates and the times and the places and the names you called me and all of this stuff, you know? So I feel like making peace with some of that has definitely made me lighter. You know what I mean? Like, it's made me definitely a happier person. And now I can, and there are exceptions, but now, like, if I'm in the room with some of these people, I might give you a nod, like, which is far-fetched from where I was. I'm talking about my little sister. Okay, this is a quick story. An ex-boyfriend of mine, I remember what he did, but we don't have to go there. Not on a YouTube video. So my little sister had to have been like 8 at the time, and this was when I used to take her everywhere, and this person happened to be at this outing. So we weren't on speaking terms, but like he liked my little sister, you know, she was like this adorable kid, dimples, like so cute. So he like came to say hi to her. As he's walking up, I'm like, do not speak to him, do not speak to him, I don't care. He's like, hi Tati. And she's like frozen. Like, I could tell she was so uncomfortable because she was a kid and I probably should not have put her in that position, but I hated him. Like, you know, at this point today, he might get a nod, you know, but no more than that. He's not getting a full hello. I'm not there yet. So my sister so brings that story up because she's like, you made me feel so uncomfortable. And he's like, why did you do that? Why did you tell your sister not to say hi to me? I'm like, because she's my sister and I'm not saying hi to you, so she's not going to say hi to you. So that's just an example of how petty I could be, which is not my favorite trait of mine, but I've been working on it and I've been making peace with some of these issues and I'm a much happier person. So I'm not going to tell you guys to let go of these grudges because I feel you. But I will say, at some point you should try to work on it. Someone asked me what was my biggest mistake that I've ever made. I don't necessarily believe in mistakes. I feel like everything that happens is for a reason. Like, there was a reason why I didn't jump into makeup artistry years ago. Although sometimes I think about that, I'm like, I wish I'd have more experience. Like, I wish I had more years. I wish I'd had more years under my belt. I wish, you know, like, I feel like sometimes I have those, but at the end of the day, like, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I've had the experiences that I've had so that I am who I am today, you know? And so I don't necessarily believe in mistakes. I feel that everything that happens to you is for a reason. There's a lesson in there. Sometimes you have to step back and kind of think about that. Sometimes you have to let the pain kind of go away until you can fully understand the whole picture, because especially in that moment, everything's a mistake, you know? But once you step back and you're like, there's a reason I'm not with this person. There's a reason I don't have that job. There's a reason why I didn't get that promotion, why me and old girl aren't friends anymore. Like, all of those things have reasons. So I definitely believe in serendipity and kind of like fortunate accidents, and everything is just like, you know, it will work out. Whatever is going on, it will work itself out. Where do you buy most of your products? It's really hard to just narrow it down to like one brand. But I do a lot of my shopping at Sephora because I feel like they have, you know, a good selection when it comes to makeup products. But I do a lot of makeup shopping online too. It's just really hard to answer that question, but everywhere, if you find something that you like, just do research on it before you invest in it. And if they have like a store or location, you can always go ask for a sample so you don't have to invest in it first. Try it out for a few days, and if you like it, then you can get the full-size version of it. Someone asks, has anyone ever been mean to you just because you wear makeup? I think that my followers are awesome. Like, I rarely deal with negativity for the most part. Every once in a while, somebody will like come crazy at me, but like, I'm just like, they must be really mad that they don't know how to do makeup, because there's no reason for you to be that angry about like my makeup decisions. I will never understand that. If you don't like makeup, don't follow makeup pages. Like, to go out of your way and to kind of like try to make someone feel like crap because they wear makeup is just ridiculous to me. I like, honestly, I don't even comment back. Like, they have to really go hard. They have to like really get under my skin for me to like even comment. But 99% of the time, I don't even care. I'm like, be mad, like, please. Someone asked, are you confident wearing makeup? Yeah, I definitely feel that makeup has its way of making you feel more glamorous. I totally feel okay not wearing makeup as well, especially since I've gotten older and I've kind of come into my own, and I'm definitely more comfortable in my skin. I can definitely go out without wearing makeup, hence why people see me sometimes without wearing makeup. But does makeup give me confidence? Of course it does. You know, it's like if you just get your hair done or if you wear a nice outfit, like, it gives you that little extra boost. Not everyone that wears makeup is only to wear for confidence, so don't think that people that are insecure wear makeup, because everyone wears makeup. If you love yourself, if you're having issues with yourself, if you're going through something, if you're not, if you have perfect skin, if you don't have perfect skin, everyone wears makeup. It's the world that we live in. If you could do makeup for one celebrity, who would it be? Eminem. I know he's a guy, but guys wear foundation too, and they wear powder too, especially when they're, you know, doing their shows and stuff, and because the cameras and everything washes you out. It may not be the best answer, but it's truthful. Wise Girl 3 left a really sweet comment. Thank you so much. She said, I've seen your YouTube videos and I saw that you switched careers. Thank you for sharing your personal story. Are there any new tricks that you learned since becoming a full-time makeup artist? What are your all-time favorite products, and how is your health right now? So the first part of the question, have I learned anything since becoming a full-time makeup artist? Yes. So the main thing that I've learned, and this would probably be my advice, this ties into the advice portion of anyone trying to break into the beauty industry, learn the basics. I know that like the cut crease and the glitter and all that stuff is like so fun, but at the end of the day, 1% of people will ask for that. I do a lot of bridal, and I do like photo shoots and stuff. That's kind of when I get to experiment and kind of be more creative, is when I do photo shoots and stuff. But bridal, you will do the same look on almost everyone. Like, everyone kind of wants like a shimmery lid. It's either like shimmery or matte. So you kind of want to just learn how to work with different eye shapes and stuff, and kind of just learn how to do regular eyeliner, winged eyeliner, kind of see what colors work well together. Focusing on highlighting and contouring, because a lot of people have been asking for that, and just learning the basics of the skin, like, you know, the skincare, moisturizers and stuff. Like, learning the basics is probably the biggest advice that I can give anyone breaking into the industry. I would say that a smoky eye you'll do sometimes. It's not even that popular. I mean, like a full smoky eye. Most people want like a shimmery lid with some contouring in the crease area, some winged eyeliner, lashes. That's like 95% of the people that I do. Just want like a nice, normal, slightly smoky just in the outer corner eye. but no one ever really wants anything too crazy. Glitter is also something too. I used to always keep so much glitter in my kit because I'm like, someone's gonna ask me for glitter. I don't even keep it in my kit anymore. When I go out, I'll keep like 1 or 2 in case somebody just wants a little bit of a pop. I'll keep a gold and a silver, but I used to keep like purples and greens and turquoise and all those shades. I never used them. They were just taking up space. So learning how to get like a clean beat or just like a nice, clean, flawless face, because most people just want to look like themselves, just like a better version of themselves. My go-to favorite products at the moment, I would say that I use the Melt Dark Matter Stack almost every single day. Beauty blenders will also be one of my favorites forever. I absolutely love beauty blenders. It's my NYX bronzer, can't live without it. And now the Anastasia highlighters, So Hollywood, is amazing. That's the one that I've been using every single day. That's definitely one of my go-tos, and it probably will be for a while. Last question was, how is my health now? So my health is okay. I actually have to get another procedure done next month on my cervix. I am not happy about it at all. It's really scary, but it has to be done. You know, the news that I got wasn't great, but could have been way worse. Yeah. So my health, I am in much better health than I was a few years ago. I am having an issue with my cervix area now, so I do have to have a procedure done, but God willing, everything will be okay, and I'll make a speedy recovery and everything will go back to normal. Someone asked how tall I was. I am 5'4.5". Another question was, how did you get so far with your career? How did you become who you were, and who made you who you are today? So that's all basically one big answer. One of the main things when it comes to breaking into this industry that I feel a lot of people don't take into account is the amount of dedication that it takes. It is hard. Like, it really is. Like, it's great, like, playing with makeup all the time. It's fun, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, there is still work. Like, you have to meet deadlines, just like any other job. You have to meet deadlines. Things have to be like good quality. Like, for example, last night I was up till 5:30 in the morning writing this blog post because I wanted to make sure that it was up today. And just like editing one video, like editing an Instagram video can take me 3 hours. A 15-second video can take me 3 hours, which is, a lot of people don't think about that, especially, and that's not even the recording process. That's not the setting up of everything, thinking about what you're going to do, doing it, and then editing it, making sure that it looks good, adding all the captions. All that stuff takes a really long time. A YouTube can take me, depending on how long it is, it can take me 4 or 5 hours to edit one YouTube video. Blogging, like all that stuff, making sure that everything looks good, editing my pictures to make sure that they're perfect, like adjusting the lighting or anything that needs to be adjusted. All those things are also taken into account, especially when you're dealing with clients as well. You want to make sure, you know, you're replying to emails. When companies contact you, you want to make sure that you're always professional and you're replying to emails as well in a timely manner. And yeah, there's just a lot of things that go into being a social media blogger and a makeup artist as well. Packing your kit, unpacking your kit, driving to clients, sending out contracts, making sure that you're keeping track of, like, if people paid deposits, if they didn't, washing your brushes, sanitizing everything when you get home, staying current with what's trending, like what products are coming out, making sure that you're reviewing things in a timely manner. Just make sure that you know that it is a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of hard work in order to establish yourself, and you constantly have to post, and making sure that you're at least posting once or twice a day. Like, you know, every once in a while I'll take like a day or two off where I won't post because, you know, I need a break every once in a while, but I make sure that I always post at least a few times a day on some platform. So yeah, you just want to make sure that when you do this, you have to really do it. You know what I mean? Like, doing something half-assed isn't going to give you the result that you want. You have to, like, and I don't mean like be crazy and quit your job like me. I just mean, if you only have a few hours a day, like if you have kids, or, you know, if you already have a full-time job, you obviously can't commit 40 hours a week or whatever it is to doing this, but just making sure that you take a little bit of time out. Another thing is making sure that you're posting good quality work. Like, there are a million things that I've done that I just didn't like the way that it photographed. I didn't like the way that it recorded. For example, I recorded this eye. I feel like it looks fine, but like I hate it the way that it looked in the video, so I'm just scratching it. I'm like, I'm not even gonna post this. And it's okay to not post everything, and it's okay to not like the way that something turned out, because it's not gonna always be perfect. But you can always re-record stuff. Just keep practicing until you get it. And when you're like so proud of it, that's when you're like, okay, I'm gonna post this, I'm gonna share this with the world. But don't just post for the sake of posting. Post because you're genuinely proud of it, you know? Someone asked, do I have kids or do I want kids? And if so, how many would I like? I do not have any children. I go back and forth with this. Sometimes like, yeah, I want to have a kid. And then I go watch birthing stories on YouTube. And I'm like, hell no. My body is not set up for that. But I do want to. But then I'm just like so busy. And I feel like it's never the right time. And I feel like it will never be the right time to do it. So hopefully I have one or two maybe. But, you know, hopefully at least one. We'll see. Someone asked, am I a Harry Potter fan? So you have to ask. It's in my bio. Yes, I am a Harry Potter fan. And if you are a Harry Potter fan, Harry Potter Land is life. They have butterbeer and like all this like super cool stuff. I went once. I think that was enough to just kind of like get it out of my system. But I read the books probably 2 or 3 times. The entire series. I own all the movies and I've seen them a bunch of times. But definitely read the books, because the books are way better if you're like trying to get into Harry Potter. Someone asks, is contouring the only way, in your opinion, and who has the best kit? Is contouring the only way? No, definitely not. I definitely feel that you can get a nice flawless face without doing contouring. It is trending heavy right now. So even if you don't want to do contouring, people are going to always ask for contouring. Even if I do like contouring, I still always do it. So it's not the only way, because we were fine for the last, I don't know, 100 years without contouring. But I definitely feel that it will be here for some time. The best kit, it's hard to narrow it down to one kit, because I feel like I've tried a lot of kits. Let me think. Powder kits, I think that I like the Anastasia one. I use the medium one for myself. I also like the NYX Pro palette one. It's like the 8-pan. I think that one's really good. When it comes to creams, the Motives Cosmetics one, the Fire is the best. I love it. And if you're not looking for a kit, you're just looking for regular contour shades, the LA Pro concealers are amazing. They're individuals, but they're like $2 each. Can't go wrong. Someone asked, what inspires you to do makeup tutorials on Instagram and YouTube? Were you worried about what others thought about you, good or bad? What inspired me? I've just always been intrigued by makeup, and I was just like, I kind of want to do a little bit more, because I was doing my little Instagram posts, like the pictures and stuff, and people were responding really well. So I was like, okay, let me try to take it a step further and do some Instagram videos. That's kind of how I started. And then when those started doing really well, I was like, okay, let me try YouTube. And YouTube takes so much time. I wish I could hire someone to edit my videos for me. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to like keep sharing what I know, because if you really think about it, everyone doesn't know how to do, you know, winged eyeliner or to do a smoky eye, or like some things that as makeup artists or makeup enthusiasts, we like kind of just know, like, oh, I'm just going to do a smoky eye. Everyone doesn't know how to do that. So I kind of love like teaching someone, or someone like commenting on, you know, one of my pictures, like, oh, I learned how to do this because of you. Like, it feels good. It's like that little warm fuzzy feeling, and there's no amount of money that will, you know, can compete with that feeling of just knowing that you help someone just by like sharing something that you know. So that's kind of why I started doing it. Were you worried about what others thought about you and their opinions? Of course. I was definitely worried at the beginning when I started posting, because it's just, you don't know how it'll be received. Like, I've definitely seen, you know, videos and work from other artists, and people are just vicious, you know what I mean? So it's always kind of a little intimidating, you know, when you kind of put yourself out there. But that comes with the territory. Like, people will literally try to break you down. They're just, some people are just miserable, like bitter, like they're just terrible human beings out there that would just love to make someone else feel the way that they feel. So they go out of their way and they say really hurtful things. Like, at this point, I've really tried to block a lot of that out. I don't really let it get to me as much as it did at the beginning. I was just like, okay, that was really kind of unnecessary. But like, at this point, I'm just like, you know, 99% of the comments on my page are really sweet. So I'm not going to let the one or two like Debbie Downers kind of like get to me. You know, I just kind of keep it moving. And, you know, it's part of putting yourself out there. Like, you put yourself out there for the world, and people are going to judge you, whether you're doing amazing or whether you're not doing amazing. People are going to judge you. So you kind of just got to live for you. Like, I like the look, so I'm going to share it with my people. Like, that's basically what it comes down to. Like, if I really don't like something, I won't post it. But if I like it, there's really nothing Sarah over there can say that's going to make me feel that bad about what I posted. Like, it might sting a little bit, and that's totally normal. And having, like, a support system that you can always kind of lean on when, you know, the comments on Instagram or social media or whatever get to you is really important too, because you have to, like, your real life has to make you remember that it's going to be okay, and they're just people like hiding behind keyboard, you know. So I really try to not let it get to me as much. Like, every once in a while there's a comment that I'm just like, damn, she reached with that one. Like, she like and then it's like almost comical. Like, you kind of like gotta laugh it off, because if you don't, you like might cry a little bit. But that's rare for me to get like a comment that's like so over the top obnoxious that like I'm like, my heart hurts a little bit. But, you know, it's part of the game. It is part of the process. It's part of the growth. The more people that are commenting negative, they're noticing, regardless of the fact of whether they're being over the top. They're taking time out of their day to watch your YouTube video, to read your tweet, to go on your Instagram. So at the end of the day, like, you're that important that they feel like they have to go out of their way to do it. So let it all roll off your back. Like, at the end of the day, focus on the positive. Focus on the people that are looking forward to your post and that are like rooting for you and that are cheering you on. What was the hardest challenge when you began doing makeup? I feel like the hardest challenge at the beginning was, one, comparing my work to other people's work. Because at the beginning, you know, you're seeing all these amazing looks and the lighting's perfect and everything's perfect. You're like, why the hell can't I do this? I started taking my pictures originally, like back in the day, with my phone, my Android at the time. And I was like, my makeup doesn't look the same, the colors don't look the same, the lashes don't look the same. So that was probably the hardest part, like trying to figure out how to get that perfect picture. Like, you want it to look as realistic, like how it looks in person in the picture, and having that translate perfectly was a huge challenge. And like with YouTube, the lighting is the biggest issue, and it's still an issue. I'm like, I feel like my lighting still is not like great, but I'm trying. And yeah, just comparing yourself. It's totally normal to compare yourself. Don't let that consume you. Like, sometimes you want to take that energy and just move it to like motivating you. Like, you don't be like, oh my god, I love their work. And rather than being like, why doesn't mine look like that? You need to think to yourself, okay, what do I need to do to achieve that? Like, it takes a lot of practice sometimes to get one look. The round cut crease, I just posted on my page a few weeks ago. I've tried that look quite a few times. It was the first time I ever posted. It was the first time I was ever comfortable. I was just like, I'm happy with this. Like, I'm finally feel like it looks nice. So I posted it, and you know, a lot of people really liked it. So it made me feel good. I was like, okay, great. Like, I feel like I'm kind of getting this technique. So just like keep practicing. Whatever challenge you get, like, practice literally will like eradicate that. Someone asked me my hair routine after taking a shower. So the only thing I do after I shampoo and condition my hair, and I don't shampoo every single time, I co-wash, which means every other time I shampoo my hair with conditioner, and then I condition it like regular. And then when I get out the shower, I used to use a little bit of mousse. Now I don't even use any mousse, and then I just use a little bit of leave-in conditioner and argan oil, And when I do my mask, I'll do like a mask every like week or two when I have my hair curly, and I'll just use coconut oil. I'll let it sit in my hair for like 30 minutes and then I'll wash it out. Someone asked, do you prefer cream or powder contouring? On myself, I always use powder contouring. On my clients, 99% of the time I will use cream and then I'll set it with powder. And once in a while, like if I have to do like super fast makeovers, I'll just do powder. So don't feel like you have to use cream. Cream, especially when you're doing cream, you just want to make sure that you're only using 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin in order to get that contour. You could definitely do 5 or 6 shades, which I've definitely seen it done, and you can still get that look, but it just takes a lot more blending. 1 or 2 shades I feel like is perfect. 1 if you want something really subtle, 2 if you want it to show. Make sure that you always blend it out really nicely. And then I always set my contour, my cream contour, with powder, just because I want to lock that in. Have I ever straightened my hair? I have straightened my hair. I'm going to try to insert the picture right here. And if I don't know how to do that, I will just post the Instagram link below. I'm still learning how to do this YouTube stuff. So, but you know how people have, it's like boop boop, the picture pops up. I'm going to try to do that. I don't know if it will, so I'll just put my hand up here. This is what I look like with my hair straight. And then I look crazy if the picture doesn't pop up. Someone asked, what do you do that involves the Army? What is your professional job? I don't have any job with the Army. Sorry. But my professional job is being a makeup artist. I'm a full-time makeup artist and social media blogger. That's what I do. This is from Diva Sexy MUA. Hey girl. You have a hippie vibe. Very calm, chill, relaxed, but carefree. How do you remain so cool in this cutthroat makeup game? So, let me see. This makeup game is crazy. The way that I stay cool, I just kind of stay out of that drama. I'm in the industry, so I do notice, and you know, I do see the subliminals and the little subtweets and all that stuff, but I just don't gravitate towards people that I feel have all of that going on around them. I really try to surround myself with people that I feel are going to motivate me, people that are truthful, and people that are hungry and like are grinding and are like really trying to make an impact in the makeup world. I try not to get involved in all that drama. I just feel, I graduated high school a long time ago, and you know, I just don't want to be a part of a lot of that goes on in the industry. So I do kind of keep to myself a little bit, and the people that I do surround myself with, they're all awesome human beings. They're all talented people, and I feel like we have a common goal. So there really isn't any resentment or jealousy or any of those things. There's no egos. Like, I feel like the friendships that I've built are really genuine, and I hold them dear to my heart. And you know, I'm definitely really lucky and blessed to have met the people that I've met and to have built relationships with the people that I've built them with. So I would definitely say finding people that have a like goal as you and kind of leaning on one another to kind of build each other up. And when you have those bad days, and we all have those bad days, having that support system and those people that you can call and you can vent about it to, and they can give you those inspirational words to help you push through regardless of what's going on, whether it's in your professional life, whether it's in your personal life. I feel like that's what's important, and that's kind of what's going to keep you grounded. And being humble is really important to me. Another thing is when you're in this industry, the industry is very small. It may seem big, but it's really not. Like, everyone that you deal with is somehow connected to another artist in the industry, and you want to remember that. You don't want to go around bad-mouthing, you know, another artist, because you don't know what link they have to the industry, what companies are linked to them, what companies are loyal to them. And by you kind of going out and saying these things, that can actually hurt you. Like, you know what I mean? It can hurt relationships that you have yet to build, or it may even hurt relationships that you have. So you always want to be mindful of that, and you want to always keep it professional, keep it cute. If you are not a fan of someone, and that's fine because we're all humans and we're all not going to get along, that's fine. And I've been in rooms with people that I wasn't crazy about, and it's cool. Like, you say hi if you are in that situation where you have to speak, and you keep it moving. Like, you don't have to do the whole craziness, you know, like, don't just, hello. This is my fake voice. If you hear it, I'm just kidding. Someone asked me, how do you keep your skin so smooth without blemishes? Is there a routine of products that you use? ? Clean eating. I do still break out a little bit. My skin has dramatically improved from a few months ago, a few years ago, whatever. I will post a video of my skincare routine down below. Something that I have definitely incorporated is drinking a lot of water. I'm probably drink 3 or 4 bottles a day, which is not like amazing, but you know, something. I've also cut down a little bit on my dairy intake, which I have noticed has made an impact on my skin, and I've also cut down on drinking soda. How do you make makeup last all day on a bride with oily skin? I want to make sure that you prime the skin with some type of like Becca Cosmetics makes this mattifying primer, which is great. Then you want to do your foundation, you want to set it with powder, and then you want to set it with an oil control setting spray. I like the one by Scandinavia, and a cheaper version would be the NYX Cosmetics mattifying setting spray. Sorry. Am I enjoying autumn? It's okay, but I am going through summer withdrawal. Like, this part of the autumn isn't bad because it's still like 7 degrees in the day and it just drops a little cooler at night, but when it's like cold, I'm gonna be absolutely miserable. Oh, where do you want to travel? This is a good one. I really want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Europe. Like, I want to go Paris, and I want to go to Rome. And then I want to go to Turks and Caicos. And I also want to drive across the country. I live in Jersey. I want to drive to Cali or from Cali back. And I think I might be doing it. So if anyone has done it, tell me about your experiences. Tell me where I should stop along the way. But yeah. That's what I'm going to be doing. Someone asked me, what is the best product for frizz? I have absolutely no idea. My hair is hella frizzy all the time. I just use like leave-in conditioner and I just kind of rock with it. A little bit of argan oil or something like that. But I just kind of like, I don't stress too much about frizz. I don't know. Someone asked me about dark spots, if there is anything that they can do. So I know that Murad has this lightening serum which you apply to the dark spots, and it's supposed to be amazing. I'm actually going to be picking it up, so I'm going to be doing a review. And I've also been looking into a laser scar removal. Not at all saying to go out and get plastic surgery. I've never had anything done. Although people do ask often. Lip injections, cheek fillers, all that stuff. No, I've never had anything done. But I have considered getting laser scar removal, just because I feel like I need a little bit of resurfacing. So if you are on the East Coast and you know any great laser scar removal doctors, I don't know, dermatologists, just leave them below. Another question is, have you ever tried clown contouring? I have not. Would I ever come to Dallas? Hell yeah. Best concealer for dark circles. I really like full coverage concealers. Tarte Maracuja concealer is probably one of my favorites. And the NARS creamy concealer is really good as well. Did you ever get bullied? I don't think I've ever been bullied. I know in 7th grade, 7th grade, my classmates, for whatever reason, I do not remember because it's been like forever ago, didn't talk to me for like a month or two. I guess if you call that bullying. It was really mean because there was like 18 kids in our class, so like, and no one spoke to me, and I don't even remember why, but I guess that would be like my bullying issue. But not really. But I do have some words for people that bully. Punch them in the face, and they'll stop. You just can't back, like, and I am not condoning violence at all. But you know those videos of those people that are like the quiet ones that like, and the bully's like all in their face, start talking crap, and then the bully gets the shit beat out of them? I live for those videos. So that concludes this question and answer portion. I hope that I got to almost all the questions. This video will probably be really long, and I'm sorry, but I wanted to answer as many questions as possible. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me, and thank you for all of your support across all of my social media platforms. You guys are amazing, and until next time. Bye, guys.